How we going, folks? Welcome back to the Nightmare Cabin. I want to discuss interesting project I come across a day or two ago, and following on really from the video I made where I was discussing the new lineup of Nevermore. I said at the time that I'd looked at the new singer, and I looked on his Metal Archives page and checked out a couple of the different bands and projects he was involved in. Well, there was one I didn't notice at the time, and he's involved with a project called Blackwater Sunset, and they have done an EP where Man and Machine Collide, a tribute to Control Denied. It's like, right, I recognise that title. What's this then? And yeah, 4 Control Denied covers. I don't recognise those song titles. And yeah, so there's a link to a Bandcamp page, and I think there's a little article here, which I'll just read out and let them speak for themselves. Yeah, so you go down, all music written by Chuck Schuldiner and Richard Christie, all lyrics by Chuck Schuldiner, with additional lyrics by Bazan Onen. And yeah, so shortly following Chuck Schuldiner's diagnosis of brain cancer in 1999, he began writing a new album with Richard Christie, Shannon Hamm, Steve DiGiorgio, and Tim Amir. I don't know how you pronounce his surname. The album, tentatively titled When Man and Machine Collide. It would have been the follow-up album to Control Denied's influential album, The Fragile Art of Existence. Due to the passing of Chuck and technical limitations of recording equipment he used, the record was never completed. Apart from 4 demo tracks that were leaked in 2004, with a few handwritten sheets of incomplete lyrics, no material was released. Now, those of you may remember there was a 2-volume demo compilation that was just released under the name Chuck Schuldiner. It had early Death demos, and Volume 2 had Control Denied demo, which was just labelled Track 1, Track 2, Track 3 and Track 4. And when Eric Greif took over managing the estate, he got those 2 albums discontinued. And, well, most of us have got them anyway. But, yeah, so all we could really hear is the guitars and drums to 4 tracks that would have been on those albums. And those 4 tracks, you know, you listen to them, you get an idea of what's gonna go on, and you know, we're all just sitting there mentally filling in the blanks ourselves. After being fascinated by these demos and lyrical fragments for nearly 2 decades, Derek and his collaborators attempted a faithful reimagining of the 4 leaked songs. The group recreated what was released from the tracks, following note for note, beat for beat, everything that was included in the demos. The group also looked to the original members' styles and past recordings to breathe life into the songs, including original vocal melodies, additional solos, and harmonies inspired by the members of Control Denied. The EP features Derek Joyce, Bazan Onen, Matthias Eklonder, Fabio Alessandrini, let's try that again. Alessandrini, I think. Rich Gray and James Norell, I think that is. Sorry if I'm butchering your names, guys. Yeah, so here we are. And yeah, nice, quite respectfully, a tribute to Chuck Schuldiner and Tim Amir, vocalist of Control Denied. The artwork looks awesome. Like, you automatically, it just fits. You think, yeah, that could be the album cover. And yeah, I listened to it yesterday, and then today I've got those 4 demos up, and then got this EP up, and yeah, I just went back and forth listening to a track at a time, the opening riff, and yeah, they are pretty much those songs, the exact same length, just with additional layers added. I guess some people, I mean, opinions are going to differ, but I think it's very tasteful, and it has been respectful. They're not making any money on this, by the way. It is on YouTube and it is on Bandcamp, and it's on Bandcamp. It is a free download. I will put a link to the Bandcamp page. You can find it on YouTube. You're not stupid. But yeah, I mean, Bazan, my man. Can you believe that the balls on this guy, Tony? The balls on him. Can you believe it? Yeah. So not only is he, he's now stepping into the shoes of Warrell Dane, he's already attempted to finish the Control Denied album. It's my holy grail, at least. And do you know what? There are times when I forgot I was listening to practically a cover band, or he sounds just like Tim on this, and he's doing a hell of a lot more with his voice on these recordings than the previous bands I was listening to, and you get much more of an idea of his vocal range here than you do from that Nevermore rehearsal video. Yeah, I mean, I guess if I got a band together and did what they did, it'd sound different, or if anyone did. But what they have done, I can't see it being too far off the what would have been, and it just goes to show as well that it can be done. I know we want to get, it was detailed in the Chuck Schuldiner biography, getting his recordings from the equipment he recorded on, and it was a long, tedious, and most importantly, expensive process. But I think, who knows? But I think it can be done, and I mean, I can't see why they wouldn't hire this guy to do the vocals. Apparently it was all mapped out. The songs were mapped out to be finished. So if they got access to those materials that haven't been leaked, because here they've just used what has been leaked and filled in the gaps themselves and tried to keep it as faithful as possible. But yeah, there's no disrespect to Tim, but there's a multitude of vocalists out there that are capable of the job, and we just want to hear these songs. And I remember speaking to Eric at the time, and he said it was all down to Shannon, and no disrespect to Shannon, but it's Chuck's songs that we want to hear, and whoever plays on them, we just want to hear them completed, and I know it's never going to be what it was going to be, because obviously Chuck and Tim are no longer with us, but we just want to hear them, and as far as I can tell, this is the closest you're going to get. But yeah, Bazan, man, you're brave. And yeah, all I'll say is this: look, if you're a Chuck Schuldiner fan, if you're a Control Denied fan, it's worth a listen. I'll just say that. I don't think it's disrespectful. I think it is tasteful. I can't see, it's done with love, and that can never be disrespectful. So, yeah, and it's free. No one's making any money off it. Like I say, it's worth checking out. That's all for now. Let me know in the comments what you think, and I'll see you all soon.